What is going on, everyone, and welcome to this week's status report. We're talking new weapons, smoke grenades, and more in this one. Also, before I get started with the status report, I did want to say that a new experimental was released and I went through it showing you what's new on that. So if you haven't checked that out, link to it will be down in the description. Let's get into this week's status report and see what we got. Alright, so we are going to be starting off with a heat map that they released. What this map shows is players' deaths within a 12-hour period on the 0.50 experimental servers. So from this we can see that most people do end up dying where they spawn. We can see people dying in Civet, Novo, Electro, Cherno, basically all those cities that you do spawn in is where most people end up dying as well. But there is more people going inland compared to before. You can see up there the northeast airfield didn't have too much activity, of course, because it has been nerfed. So compared to the northwest airfield, northeast didn't really have too many deaths. So the dev team is currently looking at this data and it will help them with development. They have also set some goals for the stable servers, and they said, quote, "We hope to finish out October with 50 player servers, persistence enabled by standard, and faster server performance across all servers on the stable branch." So that is their goal right now. If it is delayed or if something happens, they will keep us updated through the status reports, and I'll be sure to fill you all in on that. But let's move on and see what we have next. So next we have a little bit of an update about clothing. The first women's clothing item is done. Work on the prison uniform was paused, but they said it is a work in progress once again. Various crafted items from leather are being worked on right now. So I did talk about this a little bit earlier, I think probably a few status reports ago, that they were thinking about doing crafted leather items. And it looks like they are going to be going through with that, and that is currently being worked on, so that's good to hear. Also, animations, we have new attacks for zombies, and also new and improved AI system for zombies and animals, but they do plan to introduce it for zombies as soon as that is possible. So pretty cool stuff. Let's see what else we have. I did want to talk about bug fixes. So they have better tent placement, basically dealing with collision and other things in the world when you're placing a tent. Proper placement of wrecks created by dynamic events. What they're talking about there is the helicopters, police cars, when those do spawn all messed up, halfway under the ground, stuff like that. That is currently a bug that they are working on fixing. Also allowing or forbidding of fireplaces to be ignited in some places. I did include a picture for this, so the picture at the top was posted on the subreddit, and it shows someone trying to ignite a fire in that little wooden shed, and they were not able to do that. So that's what they're talking about there. And finally we have temperature and wetness fixes and tweaks. They were not really too specific about that, that's all they said, so we're not really sure what they actually did with that, but we will get to see hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So let's get to some weapons here. We have the Derringer, which they said art is ready for that, and work is getting started for animations and sound. No info about when the weapon is going to be ready in game, but at least we have some updates about how work is going with that. And next we have the AKS74U, which they did talk about a few status reports ago, and they also released a picture of it. That's the picture that you see right there. But this week they did confirm the AK74M, and they said that both of these weapons are being polished along with some 5.45mm ammo. So that's pretty good to hear. The AK74 family is coming to DayZ Standalone. We also have a quote from one of the devs. They said, "I have set this as a goal for myself that by the end of October the AK74 family will debut on experimental." So we'll see if that does end up happening. I am pretty excited for it because that does mean 2 new AKs and also some new ammo for them. So if they do end up going through with that, I wouldn't mind seeing these 2 weapons by the end of October. That would be pretty cool. Next, we have a list of new items. We have a leather sewing kit for repairing leather clothes and shoes, so that is coming in. Also, the RGD2 smoke grenade, welding and firefighter helmets. Those are currently in experimental, in the 0.50 experimental. So if you do want to check those out, those are in there right now. We have brass knuckles, we have a sledgehammer. It is currently in 0.50 experimental, but there is a bug where it is invisible, so in a way it's really not in that experimental update. We might have to wait until next week until they do end up fixing that bug. And finally we have the MP133 and repeater, or the Rossi R92, which is also now, both of those weapons are in experimental on the 0.50 update. Finally, we have art, animations, design, and programming that is being worked on this week. You can pause the video if you would like to get the list of that. Some cool stuff on there. Again, the AUG, one of the things we talked about in one of the status report videos. We have large military tents we talked about last time, and they also have various car parts on there as one of the things they're working on. So again, that's a little bit of an update that they are still working on vehicles. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you are new, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.